Welcome to Stop Fighting with Your Son podcast. I'm Natalia Schneimler, and I'm here to teach you how to finally stop fighting with him and love him like crazy. Because we all want to love our boys, and I am here to help you. Listen up and find out how.
Hey guys, I just went on a walk and I was thinking about a conversation I had with a friend yesterday, and it was really helpful for both of us to talk about this concept of upgrading our life binary. So binary is kind of two opposing things, or two things that are opposite, or like 0 and 1, right? That's a binary. That's computer's language, right? Binary. So if we in life usually have a binary that we look through onto our life, and usually it's, bad and good, right? Good and bad, positive, negative, and so on. So as what I've seen in my life and everyone around me, the binary of drama, and good, or success. But from what I have seen, that binary is very heavy on the drama side and very light on the success side, and causes a lot of suffering to be going back and forth between the two. And what I have now seen moving forward in the direction of kind of exploring different binaries. Now, there's another binary I want to offer to you of all is well. Okay, that's one part of the binary. And the other part of the binary is all is well, and all this other stuff is a bonus that I'm doing, all this other exciting stuff that I could be doing, that I want to be doing, that could be happening, that could be a success or could be not a success. If it doesn't happen, all is well. And if it does happen, what an amazing bonus. Okay, so do you see that binary? It almost seems like they both fall into the same category of everything is great. But so the old binary of drama is replaced by all is well. And the success part of the old binary is replaced by all is well plus a bonus. Okay? So in order for us to get to this other upgraded next level binary, we have to get tired of the drama that we keep talking about in our life. And it might take years, it might take months, it might never end, you might be in it your whole life. If you are not exposed to this idea that you could just leave the drama behind, because drama is predictable and it's the same. It's the same. I'm saying the same thing, but it's predictable. And after a while of looking at the drama and talking about it, complaining about it, you can get tired. It's kind of something similar to, if you ever had a friend who has a boyfriend and she doesn't like her boyfriend, and she keeps talking about how she doesn't like her boyfriend over and over and over again. And at first you're kind of like, listening and you're kind of being compassionate and giving her advice, and you're like, how to fix the relationship. And after that passes, you're like, well, okay, so if that didn't work, maybe do you want to just break up with him, or because you still keeps complaining about him, and she keeps complaining about him, and she keeps staying with a boyfriend. And after you give her advice and you say, well, maybe you break up with him, nothing changes, and she still keeps complaining about him. Then you're kind of like, well, okay, dude, if you're not gonna break up with him and you're not going to change anything on your side, then maybe it's time to stop complaining about him and move on, because I'm kind of sick of listening about it, right? And the same thing happens with you and your own drama. After a while, you're like, okay, I'm kind of tired of hearing about the same complaining, and I'm also not changing anything about my life, so I just stop complaining, right? Stop talking about the same drama. And this is exactly the same thing that happens when you stop complaining about and talking about your drama. You upgrade your binary. You start looking at your life through a more useful set of contrast. So it's not good and bad anymore. It's now good and great. That's your binary. You've upgraded from good and bad to good and great. Or everything is okay or great, right? So do you see how that's just a bit different? And so when I offered it to my friend yesterday, there was a lot of resistance towards it. And at first, she didn't even want to talk about what's good in her life. She was bored with it. Her face and her expression was kind of not impressed. She was like, oh, do I have to talk about what's good in my life? I don't really want to. And when she started talking about things that are not great in her life, oh my gosh, she lit up. She was smiling. She kept giving me more and more things that were supporting the thesis that my life is just not good. And she was having fun with it. She's like, let me tell you. And I would ask her what else. And she'd give me 10 more things. And I asked her what else. She would give me 10 more things. And when I asked her what's good, she gave me 3 things. And she paused and she made like a frowny face. I asked her, okay, what else? And she gave me 1 thing. She would think. Give me 1 thing. She would think. She would kind of like, her energy was low. She was not smiling anymore. She was kind of, her eyes were like, she was like, gosh, it's like someone gave her the most awful assignment. And she was like doing it, right? And so it was so evident that she almost like she's reveling, has so much joy living in her drama of her life that it's boring for her to talk about what's good because she's like, yeah, but it's not good enough, right? And so she's missing out on all the good stuff in her life because it's just not good enough. So she doesn't even want to think about it, just doesn't want to look at it. She's like, yeah, all this other stuff, like look at this stuff. It's just so messy, so dramatic, and it's so blah, 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 right? And so first, it's very, the first step is noticing how we don't want to think about what's good. We don't think it's that good. We don't think it's that good enough. We want to share about how our life sucks. We want to complain. We want to go into detail. We want to explain to the other person why it's not good. And we want to go on and on. We're like, no, but wait. See, but this is legit. This is real stuff. This is serious. This is a kind of an exception. I'm an exception, and my stuff is really like for real, not good, right? And we're like want to defend it, like in a court of law. We're like, no, this is happening. Like this is not like this whole binary you're talking about. This is my life. My life is all the stuff is not good, right? That's what our reaction to it first is, and this is. When we have that resistance to switch up our binary, this is the sign that we are actually in the process of upgrading our binary. Because resistance always shows up when we want to change something in our life, right? We're like, no, I don't want to. I actually don't want to. No, I'm good. Fine. Right? So notice that resistance. Notice. And then I want you to not try to change your binary, but I want you to notice, oh, here I am complaining again. Oh, here I am complaining again. And also start noticing in other people, right? So now we're in a pandemic still. Seems like forever. So now you might be chatting with people on the phone, on Zoom, on chat. Maybe even you don't even talk to anyone. Maybe it's just your husband at home, right? So just notice, what is his binary? What is he always talking about, right? And notice other people's binary. Notice like what is their focus on, right? Notice how the kids, like my kids, their binary is pretty great because it's either Lego or video games or drawing or a book. Like their binary is good, great, interesting, exciting. There's no like wah, complain, oh, video game, right? That's the binary. It almost seems like it's not a binary, but it is still a binary. Good versus great, right? Start noticing those things, and that will be the step number 2. And the step number 3 happens when you're like, okay, honestly, I've seen so much of it, of this same complaining, same drama, that now I'm like, well, why would I do that again? You know what? I'm going to try something different here. Instead of reacting to this thing that happened as in this dramatic way, like, oh, this sucks, they're so negative, I hate them, and everything's going terribly, maybe I'll react in a way as all is well in my life. Everything is okay, This is not so bad. Put it in perspective, and this is quite small actually, right? Now that you're now just upgraded your binary to the next level. So now that you're at this baseline level of all is well, then the next time you see a sunrise, you're like, wow, that's great. The next time your kid gives you a hug, you're like, wow, I'm so lucky. The next time, a husband makes you tea, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm the luckiest woman in the world, right? Now your set point, your baseline, your starting point is way higher than it used to be, right? So that's the offering that I have for you this week. Upgrade your life binary slowly, just by noticing. Notice your resistance, then notice the actual binary, the actual drama versus good, and notice in other people, and notice it. Be willing to notice it forever, as long as it takes, until you naturally just upgrade, right? Do that, and I hope you have fun with it, because honestly, when you get to the point where all is well and everything else is a bonus, you are truly enjoying your life. But then it's just all cherries on top. Nothing is bad. That's when, sometimes when you ask people how everything is going and they say, everything is good, and you can tell they actually mean it, you're like, what the hell? How did they do that? Like, what? And it's almost boring, right? They don't have any drama to tell you. It's always the same good. So it might not even be interesting to you if you're coming from the drama and good binary. Now you can be that boring person. And I'm telling you, it is worth that kind of boredom. It's not boring where you're like, don't have anything exciting or anything to look forward to. It's actually the opposite. It's kind of boring in a way that it's delightful and it's exciting in a non-rushy way. And it's giving you life to look at the bonuses and cherries on top. And all of a sudden you start seeing so many of them that seem ordinary, and you were in your life and you're like, oh my gosh, I was missing all of these because I had my head in the sand and my butt with the drama, right? So that's what it will feel like. It will feel like this. It will feel uncomfortable because, what I mean? What do you mean? There's nothing good and there's nothing bad in my life that I don't have to fix? I don't have to fix myself? Everything is just good? That feels strange. There's nothing to do. I can just relax. Holy crap, that feels uncomfortable. Something's wrong. Notice that, right? And they're like, oh, I don't have to do that whole dance anymore. And just practice that feeling of there's nothing for me to do to make myself better. That will be uncomfortable, but practice, it will get you better and better and better. All right, my friends, well, have a wonderful week. I love you, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye.